Okay. Hero Mode Podcast. I am way too excited to get this going on. Usually have on, as you guys know, I have Austin and Sean with me today. Not this day. We're going to call this the Super Turbo edition and everything. So I am excited to have, I'm going to call you almost like the Jim Ross of
Jim Ross. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
of the FTC. I'm really excited to have James Chen, the voice of Street Fighter. I'll say James Chen, man. Thanks for coming on. I know we've been trying to do this for a little bit and everything, scheduling conflicts and everything, but thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember. You had Texas Showdown recently.
Yes, I was just at Texas Showdown. Not this weekend, but was it the previous weekend? I think it was the previous weekend. Yeah. Yes, I think it was. Yeah, time. It's so hard for me to figure out time anymore these days because I swear, like after the pandemic, I don't know what's going on at any point in time. So
Yeah, it's funny because like I feel, and we'll get into this a little later on, but I was just looking through Event Hubs like a few minutes ago. And I was like, man, it doesn't feel like those homegrown tournaments are quite there since COVID. Like honestly, okay, a few little ones like you said, Texas Showdown, or I don't know, like I'm dating myself, Wisham Blanca's final round.
Right. Yes. No SoCal regionals, no NorCal regionals. Yeah.
No,
exactly.
It doesn't quite. COVID just KO'd that whole thing, so it doesn't quite feel the same.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of these events also got really hurt by COVID because, including like CEO and Combo Breaker and such, because they had booked venues and they had to cancel, but the cancellation clauses didn't account for, COVID. Like there's usually clauses called like force majeure clauses, like if the hotel gets flooded or a tornado hits, they can get out of it. But apparently COVID didn't. Yeah, the COVID didn't qualify for it. So a lot of these groups had to pay for, a large chunk of that cost for the venue for that year and do nothing. And so a lot of events ended up losing a lot of money. I think some of them just gave up after that, and then, of course, and I get mad at people because I said this when we all started getting good net code. I was like, we've got to start making sure that we find a way to, have it so that good net code doesn't hurt offline stuff, right? And everybody's like, and everyone's like, shut up, James. There's nothing bad about good net code. And I was like, we should start thinking about it. And everyone was like, no. And I was like, okay. And now look where we're at.
We're not coming back. I mean, because it's like, you know what? I feel like, players are making more. I mean, first of all, a couple things. It felt like back in the day, the thing to do if you wanted to become a player is hop on a team, hop on Echofox, hop on I don't know, Team Liquid, and get sponsored.
Yeah, Panda Global.
All these not anymore. Gone. And so then now it's like streaming. So it's like, well, why do I have to leave my home when I've already made a name for myself in the FGC? Like Justin, and everything. And people come in and watch me play.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I talk about not even just commentators like Sajam, Eris. This happened to Eris as well. But, Punk, Justin, all these guys, they technically lose money when they travel to events a lot of times, especially commentators, because there's not much pay at a lot of these commentary gigs. And so staying at home and making sure you get subs and stuff like that is actually more valuable for a lot of these guys. And even for a player like Punk, like let's say he travels to a Texas Showdown and he wins, and we all know that, the prize pools aren't ginormous in FTC. So like, after hotel and travel and food and all that stuff, even if you win, like how much are you really making?
So you still got to spread that out, if anything, too. So it's not, the shiny smell, the new car smells all wears off.
Mm-hmm.
Amongst the travel. So, like, let me ask you. So, where are we right now in the FGC overall?
We're a very strange transition period, and we have to figure this out. I mean, it's happened several times already. To be honest with you, like to me, it just feels like another step of the going from arcade to consoles, for example, because that was a big deal. I remember when Evo first announced they were going to consoles. Oh man, like on Shogun.com, like in the forums, everybody was mad about that. Like, no, consoles aren't real, and stuff like that. And nowadays it feels like, boy, that was silly, kind of a thing. But we're having this little interesting transition from going from a lot of offlines to onlines. Now, the hard part about it is that the offline, I think, is kind of paramount to the whole FGC experience. Like,
Yeah, it is.
I feel like if we lose the offline, it hurts the scene tremendously, like a lot more than people would expect it to hurt the scene. So, I'm hoping we can figure out ways to keep the offline stuff, tempting to go to and stuff. I mean, obviously the big stuff like Evo and Combo Breaker, CEO, like people will be going to those, but we need to have a way to try to keep a lot of the smaller regionals, as we used to call them, keep the regionals alive, essentially.
Yeah, it's strange because like when so I grew up. I'm 40, so
you're still a baby, basically.
Yeah,
then
yeah,
okay,
exactly. So I'm a leader.
Trust me. Compared to me, you are a baby right now. So okay.
So Go Beyond Galen is it wasn't Go Beyond. It was just Go Galen back then. So growing up in Connecticut, and so the place to go to for me was two places. Was Milford Arcade in Milford, Connecticut, but outside that, you take the train and go to CTF.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
CTF and the next level. So then, the scene sort of died down, of course, and everything because PlayStation 2 and, quote, online, yada, yada, yada. Then Street Fighter 4 comes out and brings everyone back. And then here comes the golden age again of fighting games. It's weird. I almost feel like I have a weird time describing it. Like right now, okay, Street Fighter 6 is doing good. Mortal Kombat is not so much, I feel like. Mortal Kombat 1. DBC Fighters to me is basically, I don't want to say dead. That's kind of
right.
It's almost at almost like that Melee sort of level where, like, if you're in it, hardcore, you're gonna keep playing forever. I feel that's where DBC Fighters is. I don't know what the heck is going on with Tekken 8 right now. It feels like I don't know.
Oh boy, yeah. Oh man.
So just going down the list, and then Guilty Gear seems pretty healthy. It seems. And then KOF is doing good, really good. As is, and I'm really excited over Fatal Fury because that was my first fighting game ever. Was Fatal Fury.
Right. Yeah.
But it seems like a weird fluctuating state right now that we're in.
I mean, people are mad right now. I mean, we're in a weird situation because every game seems to be in this weird, like they're all seeming like they're making their fan base angry because like Street Fighter 6 players are waiting for any season 3 or Elena announcements. Tekken is super mad at the patch right now. Mortal Kombat 1, I mean, it's at a position where I think a lot of the players appreciate like what they've done with the game a lot here, but originally the game felt rushed and they lost a good base, a chunk of players because this isn't MK because they weren't used to assists. And KOF, I mean, is basically like they're not working on it anymore and they just finished SWC, so like everyone's just waiting for Fatal Fury, but then Fatal Fury added Ronaldo and Salvatore, now everybody's mad at that. Strive, everybody's yelling at the community, and still the old Guilty Gear guys hate Strive because they're like, oh my, this is not real Guilty. It's just like everybody's mad right now, and it's kind of depressing.
I mean, yeah, it's like I don't understand. Like I'm expecting some like January 6th revolt as far as the FGC.
No, oh no.
But I don't really know what's going on, and I feel like it's just in a weird fluctuation. As far as that, because every time I check on button check, it's something about Tekken for sure, Tekken 8, and
Right.
what's Harada-san doing now?
Right. Right.
As far as that, so it just doesn't feel quite the same. As far as that, as far as the theme. So yeah, everyone's pretty pissed. And as far as that, and again, Street Fighter 6, yeah, people are still waiting. Can we get something? As far as I mean, the last one.
The worst part about it was at the end of Street Fighter 5, they were so communicative, and then before Street Fighter 6 came out, they were so communicative and giving us all this information, and then after release, it just kind of like went radio silence, and it's kind of odd in that way.
Yeah, it felt, because I loved 6 when it came out initially, because I love Street Fighter 4. Super 4 is my favorite. And out of all the iterations, I hated Arcade Edition, but I think I did. I mean, still played it, of course, because hated my experience with it. Really liked 2012, and was that the final one?
No, Ultra was the final one. It was Ultra Street Fighter 4. Yeah.
And I really liked Ultra Street Fighter 4, but I think Super was my favorite because I think I just loved how busted Ryu was at the time as
I had my Tiger Knee Cannon Strike. I liked Super as well. So, honestly, I mean, that game probably would have turned out a lot more broken had we kept playing it for longer. But that's not a bad thing, honestly, because people like broken games.
Broken's not a bad thing, like at all. I really don't. But then when Street Fighter 5 came out, I think I really like, as a Shoto player, I really liked Season 1. And,
of course.
And then there's characters in that game where I said, oh no, they're like 1 or 2 patches away from being stupid, which was Laura was my number 1. That was
right.
And then my Doomsday Prophecy came true when Season 2 came out. And then I think as it went on, I think I started to hate Street Fighter 5, and I started to have, and then by the time they picked up the nose, I think I was done. So I think it was by Season 4, I feel like I think I just watched, just became a streamer.
Okay, right.
So 6 comes out, and it just felt good. Because I needed, I'm an East Coast player, and East Coast players felt more defensive, and so I need more.
Oh, right, of course, yeah.
So I need more defensive options as far as that.
Well, oops. Anyways, keep going.
So then they come out with that vote. What was it? And I'm forgetting the name of it. Street Fighter 5. Pretty much a focus, cancel out of it as far as.
Oh, yeah. Wait, are you talking about the drive rush canceling?
Yeah, drive canceling.
Okay.
I can work with this. I still like 6 way better than 5. I don't think I'm going there with 4 as much as I like 4, but I still really like the game. And there's it has enough variety as far as character roster where I'm interested. Like I say that JP isn't he's not a Street Fighter character for me. He's probably he's not. He's probably SNK or a Guilty Gear character for me.
Yes, yeah. Some people even call him a Mortal Kombat character, So
really?
Yeah, we're teleporting out of these like portals and stuff like that, right? So
Yeah. So I mean, where do you think that 6 is going to be going? I mean,
I mean, it's a really interesting question because right now where 6 is at, a lot of people are complaining about, the offense is a little too strong, right? So they're calling the raw drive rushes a little like neutral skips, and drive rush cancels because if you drive rush and attack, you're plus on block, and if they get hit, you get like some massive damage combo, et cetera, et cetera. And then obviously a lot of people are complaining about throw loops. And so, a lot of people have been asking for like big system changes. And, I mean, at least they haven't said, okay, we'll do big system changes and then not do them, because I know that's what a lot of people are mad about Tekken for, because they're like, okay, we'll make this season concentrate on defense. And then apparently they made all the characters even more just like insane in terms of like scary moves and stuff. So I know a lot of people are mad about that right now, but for me personally, like I would like it if Capcom, and they don't have to do this every year. I think it would be cool if they did this every other year as well. Like for year 1, year 3, like year 1, then year 2, refine it, then year 3, and then year 4, refine that. But I'm kind of hoping that they're willing to make really significant system changes because, Street Fighter 4, like the biggest system change was probably the red focus attack and the W ultras and 2 ultras. And, it was there, but then Street Fighter 5, maybe the V shift was the biggest thing, but the V shift came at the very, very end, and 2 V triggers and stuff. But look at something like Alpha 1 to Alpha 2 to Alpha 3, like they're completely different games. They're like not even the same game.
No, they're not.
And not
even Alpha 2 Gold.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about them is that each game came out like 1 year apart, right? Like we're in this point where we feel like games like are there forever, but they were just like a year apart, and they changed a lot. And, eventually, they would end up in a place that people really loved. And, in the case of Alpha, of course, it's weird because there's the Alpha 2 versus Alpha 3 camp, but we won't get into that. But, I'm hoping. Oh, you're Alpha 2? Okay, I'm Alpha 3, so I'm Alpha 3. So.
Specifically 2 golds more than anything.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I think that's where I cut my teeth and really started.
Right.
So
okay.
Alpha 3.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, like if in season 3 they're willing to shake up the system mechanics a lot, like I have all these crazy ideas on how to fix a lot of these mechanics that people are complaining about in interesting ways, but like they have to be willing to do those kind of things. The hardest part is that a lot of these systems are so integrated into the game. So people are always like, add extra startup to drive rushes, or do this, or take away the pod. And if you do that, you break the entire, you don't break the entire game, but you have to rebalance every character individually because the drive rush timing is so specific so that you can juggle on raw drive rushes, or you can, combos will work on drive rush cancels. And so people are like, oh, then only put the pause on the raw drive rush. But I'm like, no, because then you drop the juggles. And like people don't realize the ramifications of all these changes they're suggesting. So, a lot of the times when I'm sitting here trying to give out suggestions on what they do, it's like, you got to think about those things because it's important,
Yeah. No, look, I when I saw Drive Rush, I was like, oh crap, Zangief is gonna be ridiculous. There's nothing more terrifying for me than that guy running.
Right. hey, and to be fair, he sucked in season 1, so it wasn't that bad at all. So
he did. Well, I was like, oh man, I wonder if Itabashi is gonna stick around with him.
Oh, right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can we bring back oh crap, who was the no, Snake Eyes played. No, never mind. He played Honda and everything. So, but
no, Snake Eyes was Zangief. Snake Eyes was Zangief. So
I don't remember.
Yeah, okay. He's stuck with Zangief the whole time. So he just didn't stop playing him. So that's his boy. That's his style. So
are there characters that you just don't want to see again? Like in the. It's just kind of a broad stroke question. Particularly Street Fighter. I never want to see El Fuerte ever again. Like,
I could do without El Fuerte. Like if he never comes back, I'll be like whatever, right? Like I wouldn't miss him. There's a few characters that I'm like, I don't want these guys back. But if there's a character that I like adamantly, like never want to see, and if they could erase this character from history completely, I mean, they've never actually been in a mainstream Street Fighter. But if Ingrid never shows up to any Street Fighter game ever, I will be ecstatic because I cannot stand that character.
I totally forgot. That is not.
Yeah.
I did not expect you to say that.
Because she's only in Capcom Fighting Evolution and in home versions of Alpha 3, like the PSP version and stuff like that. That's the only time she's actually shown up and been playable. But she was supposed to be in like that Capcom Fighting All Stars. And I think they've used her in the Udon comics or whatever. And I'm just like, no, let's just delete her from everything because I just do not like that character at all.
I would never guess that because I almost feel that not a whole lot of people even would connect her with traditional, with the Street Fighter series. No, I know El Fuerte. Oh man, I'm not a salty player. I'm not. I'm pretty easy. Like, oh man, I lost and move on. No, that character. Online, offline. I mean, I respect it. I don't know what it is. I respected Peru. Peru was awesome.
Oh right, yeah.
I think he's the only one I can think of offhand. But El Fuerte is one I don't ever want to see again. And there was who was it? Probably Abigail.
Abigail. Huh? Okay.
Yeah. In this. Every time I think of Abigail, I think of Juggernaut. So just
right. Okay, that's fair.
Just having PTSD from when I was young, and not knowing what I'm doing and everything.
Right.
Children of the Atom. So, that is one character, two characters I can honestly say if I don't see again, I'm good. But I want to see Sodom.
Sodom is my number one pick right now to come back because. Really? He's the only character from the Alpha games outside of Junie and Julie who are hidden characters in Alpha 3. And in canon, they've been saved, and so they're living regular lives right now. But Sodom is the only character from the Alpha series that was introduced in the Alpha series that has not returned to either 4 or 5. Every other character has shown up except Sodom. He's in the background of 5, but that doesn't count. So
no. I would love to have him back.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as that, just an Alpha 2 guy because my main Alpha 2 is Adon.
Nice. Okay.
Alpha 2 Gold. So Adon and I think Adon and Ryu. All day, but that's definitely a character that needs to come back. I think I would kind of be down with Goken if they circled back to him somehow. I think it'd be kind of interesting to see how that works, especially now that Ryu is apparently top tier ish lately. It feels like.
Which character?
I'd love to see Goken come back.
Goken. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay.
Especially now, it seems like. It feels like Ryu is becoming more top tier in. I don't know what had happened.
Right.
I don't know what's going on between Blaze just almost winning the whole thing a few weeks ago, and someone just got second.
It was just at Red Bull Kumite. It was not Kusanagi. Shoot, it wasn't. It was Ending Walker. There it is. Okay. My brain. Yeah.
Ending Walker, shout out. That guy's so it feels like finally, Ryu is coming back.
Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like so many of the characters in 6 are underrepresented. I still think Honda and Dalsum might even be better than they are. I mean, Dalsum has representation, but he's just hard to play, so he's not going to be one that a bunch of people are going to go to. And Honda, is most people who picked up Honda are just kind of trolling. They just want to headbutt and butt slam people, and then when it actually gets harder to win, they they just give up. But the people who actually stick with Honda, like just at Texas Showdown, Hamad got second place with Honda, right? And second place only to Noah the Prodigy. So I think Honda's a lot stronger than people think. So
yeah, there's characters that you're. I mean, when Super came out, Super 4, I said people are sleeping at the time on Adon, and very early, and then GamerBee took out Justin. And I think on the Shuriken forums, I was just like, I told you. Whatever.
Nice. Oh, it always feels good. It always feels good to be validated, Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry at a fellow East Coaster's expense, but he. And add Rufus, by the way, to my don't want to see him come back.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
I can. He can go somewhere too, but
no. Oh, I understand. So
we know what it was. It was the 50-50s.
Right, just like the dive kick 50-50s, basically.
Yeah,
it's interesting. It's interesting because, like, whenever I say I don't want a character back or I want them back, like, for me, it almost has nothing to do with their gameplay, because I know you can tweak that, right? So usually when I say that, it's just because I don't like them as the concept of a character, and so like I just don't want to see them again, because like I've always loved having Street Fighter be kind of a celebration of fighting styles, right?
Yes.
So at least they made JP cool, but like is he really fighting? Like even in Alpha 3, like people say they did it, but when Alpha 3 first came out, everybody hated Armika. They thought she was stupid. They thought she was silly. And obviously a lot of her stuff just didn't work. But like I loved Armika because I knew in Japan that was like a style of wrestling that they had, this very flamboyant women's wrestling league where they, dress in weird. So I knew it was a real thing. So I didn't mind it. Like I said, Ingrid, like what the hell is an Ingrid, right? Like, and then the other two characters that I would really just be happy if they never came back were Necro and 12, because what the hell are they, right? Like, what are they? And I know I might be hurting some people out there, but like, I don't like them. Like, they're what are they? You know what I mean? Yeah. Even Remy, I'm just like, what is he? He's just some dude, like. 3 kind of delved into that area, but like a lot of the older games, I mean, even in Street Fighter 4, when they added Juri, she was Taekwondo, and when they added Hakan, he was Turkish oil wrestling, and that is kind of what I like more than anything, and so like I said, it has nothing. I haven't even talked about play style. It's just how the character appears to me that and how well I think they fit. That bothers me.
Man, I hated. Yeah, you're right about that, because I hated 12 and.
Okay.
And I thought it had nothing to do with the play style. It's just the character looked dumb.
So right. Yeah.
So 12 and Necro 100%. Remy just looked like. My Chemical Romance, in Street Fighter, and thing. So,
and at first, I really disliked Oro, but in Street Fighter 5, they gave him a turtle, and then I was like, this is cool. So like,
I was calling for Oro. I wanted Oro, in Street Fighter, in anything as far as that.
Right.
So when he came out, it was kind of hype, and when he had someone to Spirit Bomb. As his super.
Oh, right,
essentially, at the end there, that was ridiculous.
I mean, for me, it was to see again, like, it's not even the move list, it's the turtle. Like, seriously, like, what a cool idea to put him in a 3D game with the one arm situation is that he passes the turtle from hand to hand, and it's just, and again, I love animals, and so he's protecting this turtle, and all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, Oro, like, so they could fix the other characters if they could, do it right, but 12 and Necro and Ingrid just feel like they're not rescuable to me. So
no.